Yeah, sum up my thoughts.
Not great or terrible.
Hello everybody, welcome to Film Fireside. Lovebirds dropped on Netflix this weekend, just this past weekend. I missed this and Inheritance. Those reviews are coming soon. I was out of town with my family. Loved it, it was so fun. So I'm not even mad that I missed reviewing those movies. Lovebirds dropped on Netflix. It's a comedy about this couple whose relationship is starting to maybe end. And around this time, they're starting to go through some of their own problems within their relationship. They find themselves in a wacky situation. It was actually kind of an awful situation. Maybe calling it a wacky situation is insensitive.
How dare you?
Yeah, my bad.
They find themselves in a bad situation. We'll just call it a bad situation, but it ends up being humorous. They find themselves being wanted for a murder that they did not commit, and they then spend the rest of their night trying to solve said murder so they can clear their names and move on with their lives. As far as this being a comedy goes, if this was just strictly a comedy, at least to me, wasn't very funny. You can tell the directors let them ad-lib a lot, and ad-libbing is great. Ad-libbing is funny. A lot of funny things are said from that, and they did say things that were humorous and funny from their ad-libs, but sometimes it can lack a bit of structure. Sometimes, and I've been in these situations before. It's like, hey, just ad-lib for this part. And it's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, I gotta say something funny. Oh gosh, okay. Action. I just start saying stuff to be funny. And there is an element. I can kind of see that happening with these actors. And it's not my favorite. I kind of wish there was just more funny things written. And it sounds like there was. I think there were a few times where I was like, oh, okay, I can tell that was a written line. And then other times where it is like, they're just ad-libbing and saying stupid things and being very ridiculous and weird because they're trying to be funny. Kind of similar to how Coffee and Kareem was. I kind of felt that vibe from Coffee and Kareem as well. This is not as bad as Coffee and Kareem. Not even nearly as bad as that movie was. My golly. However, the comedy was just kind of like meh. It was there. Things were technically funny. But I wasn't really like affected by it or found myself laughing much at all.
That's not funny!
So in that sense, didn't really work as well. However, there is actually kind of a nice story element, and these are good performers. The two main characters played by... Yeah, our two leads of the show, Issa Rae? I don't know. Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani. I don't know how to say his name either. Kumail? The guy from The Big Sick. The two main performances by Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani are really good. They're both very, very good actors. I've seen Kumail Nanjiani in other things. I'd kind of known already he was a good actor. I haven't seen Issa Rae in anything before this, so I was really happy to see her do really, really well. Yeah, she was great in this film. They both had really great chemistry together. They worked really well off of each other. And I think just the story of their relationship I found a little more interesting than like the moments when they were trying to be funny. That being said, that was something that was a huge win for this movie that I felt was really nice. Their relationship is really about to take a dive bomb, and they're about to get challenged right at the same time that they get mixed into this crazy situation. So the real test of their relationship begins, and what they're going to do for each other and how they're going to save their relationship or not. You know, that's kind of the story I was more invested in than anything else. It's a little more metaphorical, and it's cool to see how they both grow from this experience. That had more worth to me than like the actual comedy did. Now, I'm not saying that this should have been taken more seriously or that this shouldn't have been a comedy, because I think humorous moments also serve the story as well. However, I just think that these two performers did really, really well in making this relationship something very real and believable. That's the thing I'm saying about this movie. And it's pretty entertaining for the most part. I was happy I watched it. I'm not saying it's the best movie ever. As far as like the action comedy scene, this film really didn't bring like anything new. If anything, it's probably the most trope-filled action comedy movies I've ever seen in a long time. So as far as like getting anything new from it, there isn't much there other than their performance is nice and it's entertaining and fun to watch. One of the ways, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, and this is more or less another problem with that, when they're trying to be funny, they kind of take me out of the story a little bit. Not because they're not funny necessarily. It's more so because the things they do are just so cartoonishly stupid. It just takes me away from the story. So it makes me not as engaged with certain action action elements happening or certain like intense moments that they're involved with happening, I'm just more or less just kind of tuned out with those. Now you may say, but Bryson, it's a comedy. They're not supposed to be taken seriously. Again, I've used this definition before and I'll use it again. Comedy is not funny jokes, funny things said, especially within a film. Comedy is a situation that is just so real and so wacky that I can't help but laugh at it. Those situations existed, but because they, in those moments, stopped to tell jokes and to say stupid, funny things, I was then taken out of the things, the actual situation, which were fairly funny, really funny situations, but as they would just say cartoonishly stupid things or do cartoonishly stupid things, it made the situation not real, not believable for me. Therefore, the heightened reality of the situation just dropped. And I'm just kind of left being like, all right, this happened. This is just a weird situation that I can just tune out of. All in all, Lovebirds is fine. It's not my favorite, but I recommend it. I think it's fine if you're wanting to check it out. My score of Lovebirds, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Wow! Go give it a watch. It's on Netflix. I don't think it will do you much harm. It's charming. Yeah, I think that's the word I would use. There's some charm. There's some charming elements to it. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, look for more reviews coming this week. If you like this video, make sure you give this video a like. If you agree with me on Lovebirds, make sure you give this video a like as well. Let me know your thoughts on Lovebirds in the comments. Make sure you go and comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this movie. You're here already, so why don't you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. I promise you, you're going to get more movie-related content, more film reviews, more rankings, more lists, because that's what I do. Continue to let me know what you want me, any movies you want me to review for the next little bit. While we're still kind of coming out of this pandemic, new releases are kind of up in the air. There are a few. So I missed Inheritance and Lovebirds. I didn't realize these were coming out so soon. I didn't think anything else was coming out really till Tenet. So I'm kind of like about newer movies coming out soon. I'll do a few. If there are some coming to streaming that you want me to do as well, let me know. There is one I had a friend recommend to me that's coming out on Amazon Prime this Friday, so stay tuned for that one. We'll review that one. If there are other films you'd like me to go back and visit, go back and watch for the first time or rewatch, let me know in the comments. I will do that and I'll make a review of it because it's fun and that's what I do. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Bye-bye.